Well, let's dissect that a little bit here. So with pen testing, you have to understand Linux, you have to understand Windows, you have to understand web apps, you have to understand Active Directory, and you have to perform all these attacks. You have to know what shells are. You have to be able to get shells. You have to learn tools like Metasploit, Nmap, understand the attacker methodology as a whole, how to leverage exploits, how to research exploits. These are a lot of skills. They're not entry level skills by any means. And typically, what organizations like to see before they offer an entry level pen testing role to someone is that they have enough understanding under them that they can go into this role and be taught what they need to be successful. And I will tell you, the depth of knowledge in OffSec is much deeper than blue team, blue side, for good reason. They are attackers. They win most of the time because they're really good. It's if you're a Star Wars fan, it's almost like why are the Sith so powerful? Because they're much more advanced typically than your normal Jedi, and that's your OffSec versus blue side there. Um, why? I don't know. There is a different mindset. You'll find a different breed of people in offensive security. You know, what can I say? But you have people with a similar mindset in the blue side as well. It's just there are typically a lot more blue roles available than offensive roles. Offensive roles are, especially in-house roles, they're a lot fewer and far between than your other cybersecurity roles. So typically what you'll do, if you're coming from nothing, you'll go into cybersecurity or IT first. If you go into IT, you'll transition to cybersecurity, and then you'll start working on certifications and stuff to get into offensive security. And you do that one to understand cybersecurity and the in how it impacts organizations as a whole, and you're gaining experience of how different systems are configured, how they work, the architectures of organizations, things like that, which is no small feat in its own right. And then people typically move to OffSec after that. So either a movement, lateral movement, if you want to use OffSec words, lateral movement into the offensive team at an organization, or moving to another company. So I started out, I was an intern at an IT desk, like just normal IT intern. Then I worked in a SOC. Then I worked, so I'm randomly checking my phone because I want to make sure everything's streaming properly. Let's see. Someone sent me a message. No, they are not. Apparently. Let me pop up in LinkedIn here and see what's going on. So someone's on LinkedIn trying to check us out. Yep, there you go. Yeah, pen test defined scopes. Yeah. And that's crazy. I wonder why it's not coming through. So this is all new. Trying to stream through this. I'll have to reach back out to the developers and let them know. I might need to pop Twitch up here to make sure stuff's coming through as well. Okay, cool. I'll just keep an eye randomly here. But yeah, and a lot of people kind of work their way into the offensive world, and it makes it easier when you start working with other people. You start kind of brushing up on your development skills, your understanding how networking works. Networking is usually a big hurdle for people getting into the industry. I know I struggled early on with networking, even though that was my first certification. But yeah, I mean, it takes time, it takes skill. There are people, very rarely will you find someone who jumps right into the offensive world from nothing. They usually either have some kind of accolades, like like they've done really well in a bunch of CTFs, or they have some high level certifications, like maybe they have the OSCE, and they're moving from, I don't know, botany or something like that. They were like, okay, this person's probably crazy good. Let's give them a chance. So you never know. There is. You just have to work really hard at it, if you want to cross that chasm, to use a business term, cross that chasm from nothing to pen testing. It's going to take some work, but it is possible. Definitely doable. You just got to really put in that effort.